and to relax and wind down. But I think that comes from a place of not caring about the work that you're doing rather than it being an actual need. I think that if someone is actually passionate about the work that they're doing and the studies that they're studying, then breaks like taking long breaks is not necessary. Like you take a break for 5-10 minutes and then get back on it. I think
Mm.
that's enough for me.
So, to put it another way, so long as you're enjoying your work,
Mm.
breaks and a hectic schedule or like a very filled up schedule is something
Mm.
that isn't a load per se.
It's I'm saying long, not necessarily breaks. Obviously, you're gonna need to eat and to stop to pray and stuff.
Mm-mm-mm.
But I'm saying like a break that lasts as long as an hour, or working only for 8 hours a day, and then having the rest of the day off, and then also having weekends off, and then also you get a few months off of paid leave. Like that's not necessarily the way I want to live my life. I have a goal in mind, and I believe that when someone has a goal in mind and they work, even if it's all day with no weekends off, with no long-term breaks, I believe that that person would be happier than the person who's constantly taking breaks.
Well, honestly, to the way you say that, the way you put it, right? Um,
Mm.
the enjoyment of
And
work.
also it's not just about the enjoyment of the process. It's
Mm.
also there's there's a there's a care for the outcome. It's when you care about the outcome that really matters, I
Mm.
believe. Not
Mm.
necessarily only about enjoying the work itself.
So the not only the process but the ends are,
Yeah, yeah,
those two things when they come together, they can create
yeah,
a sense of enjoyment and a sense of fulfillment about
yeah,
the
yeah.
work.
Yes,
That's
100%.
that's
Thank you.
that's very excellent. That mashallah, I'm very proud that you're going like this. Very very proud.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Um, so let's move on, and if you want, if this is okay, we can talk about personal things. How about, does this schedule, do you think it affects your personal life?
Yeah, it does actually.
Mm.
With everything, with great things, obviously sacrifices need to be made. As you know, I live here in Mecca, but my family lives in Jeddah,
Mm.
so I don't really see them much. I have to when I work, I work and study here,
Mm.
so I don't get to see my family that much. Lately, I've only been seeing them once a month. Actually, I've only been going to Jeddah once a month, and for 3 days at a time. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, that I would say that's the only downside. But other than that, no, I'm very happy with where I'm at. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And it seems that you're a very independent person. You can handle yourself. You're on your own right here in Mecca, and it's been some time since you've seen your family, right?
Yeah, well, there's that aspect, but also I'm not necessarily alone here.
Oh, of
I
course.
have uh, I have a mentor in business who's helping me, who I ask, who I rely on, and also I have my friends at Dar al Hadith, which is
Mm.
the name of my university, and
Mm.
I rely on them for studies and stuff. I don't think anyone can really be a one man army, so to speak. You
Definitely.
have to have people around you.
Of course, of course. And
Yeah.
how would you characterize these relationships? Would you think of them as something that helps you become a better person?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah,
Mm.
they definitely strengthen my shismo, my deen, my religion,
Mm.
so to speak, and they also provide me with guidance when I'm not when I don't know what to do.
Mm, that's excellent. Um,
Mm.
and we mentioned a bit of about religion. So, what role does religion play in your life?
I view religion as I view religion as the end, the number one priority in every person's life, and I try my best to emulate that in my own life.
Alhamdulillah.
It's the
Um,
reason why we're here.
what role do you think you, as a very religious person or someone who highly prioritizes religion,
Yeah.
what what how do you bring that forward and use it in your daily schedule and even in your relationships?
In my schedule, um, well, the number one thing I would say is in my schedule specifically, I would prioritize the times of prayer
Mm,
and then just sort of build other stuff around the times of prayer.
mm,
And on top of that, I've chosen to study the like Islamic law and stuff.
mm,
That's also part of that. It's part of me wanting to learn, really just to, it's part of me wanting to learn how to bring myself closer
mm,
and closer to Allah
mm.
subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That's the main reason, and then obviously it helps me help others with that, also with that uh, part of their life as well.
Mm. Can I ask you to expand a bit more about your professional and your personal relationships?
My In what sense?
In terms of how religion plays a role, if you can.
Oh, yeah, just let me think for a second.
Take your time.
I think it definitely plays a role in who I choose to spend time with,
Mm,
because as you know, the Prophet, may peace and blessings be upon him, said that
Honorably.
the man is upon the religion of his companions or his closest companions. And so I try to get to have my closest companions be people who I believe are, yani they're good with their religion, so that inshallah I can become like them.
Inshallah, inshallah.
So that's my that's how I choose my friends. So there's that aspect from a relationship point of view, and then my as for my professional life, it also I choose my careers based on what I believe would uh, would benefit the society around me, because and in the end that's another pathway to that would bring me closer to God, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Mm.
We kind of hinted on this right now about the sense of self and the sense of others. How would you characterize your relationship with yourself?
I don't really. That's something that I don't really think about much, and so I wouldn't know where to even begin my
Well,
relationship with myself.
let's start about overall attitudes. Would you consider yourself a happy person, a sad person, a determined person?
In general, I would say that I'm happy, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
يعني I have everything that I could ask for in the present, and my future is also looking, inshallah, bright.
Inshallah.
So that's alhamdulillah. I'm very satisfied and I'm very happy.
Alhamdulillah. And How about your relationships with others? How would you characterize them?
Depends.
Well, let's talk about those relationships that you discussed before, right? Parents,
Mm,
the family, and professional. How about those two?
mm. My professional relationships. So does that include that? I'm assuming that includes clients
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. In my work, it's really only just clients.
Mm.
But in my studying, there are my classmates and my teachers.
Mm-hmm.
And then in my family, there's obviously my parents, my brothers and sister, and extended family as well. So professionally, with my clients, I only have one, and he seems satisfied with the classes that I'm offering him.